One of the biggest hot topics right now in Warpath is cheating. Cheating is rampant in the game. I called it a year ago that it would get to this point, and it most certainly has. And I brought some receipts. So with that being said, let's go and get started. Welcome back, guys. I hope life is going well for each and every one of you. Like I said in the intro, we're going to be discussing the current state of cheating in Warpath. Now, I'm one of only a couple of creators, and I'm probably the one that's done it the most, covered cheating within Warpath. Now, of course, with that has brought a ton of hate, but I can handle it. That part's fine. The part that's frustrating is that the Warpath dev team just continues to turn a blind eye to it, even though they said publicly that they were going to address it. And quite literally, nothing has changed in a good way. It's continued to get worse. Now, for those of you that remember, probably, gosh, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that. I don't know exactly. I covered Server 21 and their cheating scandal. And they were cheating their asses off. And it's confirmed, it's been confirmed 100%. There was no, at the time, they were all saying, oh no, you're full of shit. We're not cheating, blah, blah. They were absolutely cheating. I've got receipts from the dev team confirming they were cheating. I've got screenshots of some of their players, getting one of those pitiful 1 hour bans. Like they were cheating, right? And of course, again, there was a ton of hate. I don't care. But I said then that when you're only going to issue an occasional 1 hour ban to people for cheating, nobody cares about a 1 hour ban. Nobody gives a shit. And so I called it about a year ago that if they don't start implementing something more severe and something to actually deter people from cheating, it was going to start to get rampant and turn into a massive problem. And that brings us to today, and it is a massive problem, and it grows by the day because everybody's looking around and being like, well, shit, this team's cheating, this team's cheating, this team's cheating, this team's cheating, and I have no chance to compete or have any kind of chance to win if I don't cheat. And then they start looking around and being like, okay, well, all right, if they're not going to punish anybody for cheating, why don't I start cheating? And it's a valid perspective. It absolutely is a valid perspective and a valid thought. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to bring up on screen some pictures that are from the Warpath devs specifically. We're going to see what they say, and then we're going to talk about it. All right, so here is message number one. We can see it's from September 24th, 2024. I made sure to include the timestamps here so you can see exactly when it was put out. Now, it says, announcing the Fair Gameplay Initiative. Greetings, Commander. In order to ensure a healthy and fair gaming experience using cheating tools, auto-clickers, synchronization scripts, and third-party software, or gaining unfair advantages through account sharing or multi-boxing is strictly prohibited. The Warpath team is committed to maintaining a fair and enjoyable gaming environment. We will actively address any actions that disrupt the game's integrity to ensure a high-quality experience for all players. We expect every commander to adhere to the user agreement and help us uphold a positive experience for everyone. Now, the very first problem there is when they said, we expect every commander to adhere to the user agreement. People are not, they have way too much faith in some people. There's a lot of great people in this world. I would say the vast majority of people have, very good intentions. There are people out there that just do not give a fuck about anybody but themselves. They don't give a fuck about any of the rules. They're going to do what they want to do no matter what. So the fact that they think the entire community is just going to, be a part of this honor system and just do the right thing because it's the right thing to do stupid. Now, there's this whole conversation. I've heard it and I've seen it multiple times that people are like, oh, well, if I play BlueStacks and I'm just running multiple accounts on BlueStacks, I'm not cheating because I'm manually refilling these army groups. I'm just going from account to account to account. Well, you can just create different instances of Warpath, log in with each different account, and that's what they mean by multi-boxing, right? Is you just have multiple boxes on screen of different commander or of different accounts. And I'm going to try to bring up some pictures of exactly what I'm talking about here soon. But it also says third-party software. That includes BlueStacks, LD Player, and any other emulator out there. It is a third-party software. There is an official Warpath PC client version available for download. In fact, it's in the link, or the link is in the description of every single one of my videos if you want really easy access to it, but it's also on the Warpath website. There's a variety of places that you can download the official Warpath PC version. So if you're using a PC, there should be no reason that you can't play the official PC version. They're just not, because running a third party like a emulator is more taxing on your PC than the official client version. So it's not like it's, the load on your PC is too much for the official version. It's actually more when you run these emulators. So that doesn't make any sense. And so I wanted to put that up there. That's our first receipt. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay, so here is the next picture that we've got. You can see it was announced on October 17, 2024. The previous one was in September. So you can see this is after the one we just talked about. And obviously it's cut off down here. I've got there's going to be another picture that comes on screen next. That picture is just going to be a continuation of this message and then ultimately the developer's reply. So the suggestion is, I would like to request that the Lilith producer and team address the community on their plan to counter cheating in context of account sharing and use of unofficial clients and emulators that allow one or a few persons to control a large number of accounts using multiple emulator instances on a single device to gain an unfair activity and unit advantage over alliances that play fairly with one person per account. There are known instances of alliances using as few as 2 to 6 people to control upwards of 50 accounts on a single device. That is a fact. This should be addressed in context of, and then now let me pull up the next picture. Okay, here's the next picture. It says this should be addressed in the context of what actual actions, plans, and changes to the game does Lilith have planned to not only encourage and remind of the game policy, but actually to enforce it. For example, there are confirmed methods to add code to games developed with Unity to detect if the application runs in an emulator environment instead of the official game client. Secondly, since there is an official game client, why has Lilith continued to allow the use of third-party emulators given these anti-cheat measures are available? That's a valid point. The use of emulators in a single device is likely to be the root of most of the unfair gameplay. While account sharing is very complex to resolve accurately and fairly, preventing the use of emulators, I believe, would reduce the majority of unfair gameplay that still exists in the game. Beyond this, it would also be nice for Lilith, at a minimum, just acknowledge some of the problems in the game to the community with even drafts of concepts of plans, if that is all you have, rather than go 6 months to a year with only pay content while you do nothing, while you do not use that funding to proportionately improve the existing game experience. I believe emulators are the 99% problem. The rest would be negligible in comparison. Thank you, DX7, who, by the way, used to be a fellow Warpath content creator. So he has since left the game, but he was a wonderful guy, very, very knowledgeable in this space. And so everything he's saying, I absolutely think is 100% true. Now, moving on to the answer. Thank you for your suggestion. Our team has already updated our anti-cheat system. And we are continuing to upgrade it. I don't know about that because the cheating is definitely getting worse. So if you have updated it, whoever updated it needs to be fired immediately. We will soon release a ban list in our community. We really appreciate your love and support for our game. I don't know about you guys, and I'm not saying it's not out there, because there might be a place it's been posted and I've just not seen it. But I mean, I'm pretty much in all of the kind of official Warpath channels. I've got connections to a lot of people in the community, and this was in October, and I don't know, I'm looking at my watch here, and I still haven't seen a ban list anywhere, ever. So, like, I'm a little confused. Now, I do know there was a group of like 4 or 5 players specifically. This was well over a year ago that did get banned, but that was not for cheating. That was for currency manipulation. That was something completely different. But outside of those players, I have not seen a single player ever get banned for cheating today. And any kind of meaningful capacity, like, the little 1 hour, pointless bans that nobody gives a shit about, really do nothing. But any kind of actual punishment being dished out for cheating, I've never seen it. Not a single time. And I've definitely never seen a list of anybody that's been, even for a short period of time, been banned. I've never seen a list been posted about that. So I'm confused. All right, guys, here is a picture of setup number 1. Now, I have a few pictures that I'm going to show you, some that I have been sent personally. Like this one, for example, I'll give credit where credit's due. This one, Mag actually shared in a chat, so this is where I obtained it from. But you've got an iPad or a tablet of some form. You've got a laptop, and then you've got a computer monitor. And if you can tell, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that seems like using multiple instances. That sure as shit definitely seems like we're using third-party software. And that sure as shit seems like it's creating an unfair advantage for whoever's doing this. I mean, I'm just saying. But yet, when you take information like this, and when you take pictures like this, and I'm not making this up, because basically the default response from the Warpath, like devs or whatever, is, oh, well, just submit your evidence to support and they'll look into it, take care of it. And then anytime you do that, you could see, there's people that have sent them this picture. I've seen the messages. They've sent them these pictures and then get a reply back that we've looked into it and we've detected no irregular activity. Like, what? What? I'm sorry. That's 6 accounts playing at the same time by one person. No, that's not irregular. That's just business as usual. Oh, and here we go again, guys. So if you look, we have got one main account, right? This is from the official, it looks like, client, more than likely. And then behind it, we have got 1, 2, 3, and up top here, 4. So we've got 4 different instances running at a single time. Huh. That's weird. And you can see at the top here, I don't know if you guys can really tell where my mouse is. Guess what that says? It says LD player. Guess what LD player is? It's an emulator. So, no irregular activity here. Oh, and, let's not forget, we've got 2 phones here. We've got 2 phones, and then it looks like, what do we got down here? Some breath mints. And we've got credit cards because we have to definitely max them bitches out while we're sitting here cheating our ass off. So we're going to buy breath mints because our shit stinks. Couple of credit cards to ball out on Warpath. We're going to sit here and cheat our ass off because we know nothing is going to happen to us. But wait, there's more. You thought it was good. Here's where it gets really good. And this is a player from FWZ. This player in particular, which is on the official Warpath client here. This is a player named Jackie. And you can see running on screen at least 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can tell it's FW or F2P because of the base right there. It is literally in green being ran by these players. And I almost guarantee you that behind this screen is a 5th and a 6th account. So one person is running 7 accounts at least. And you can see them right here. Look, they've got their whole ass own army group. So they've got it pulled up. If you notice, they've got it pulled up on almost all the screens, their units. So that way, the second they need to retrain, just boom, hit the retrain, hit the retrain, hit the retrain, hit the retrain, right? No problem at all. So you've got a pretty much single person, full army group that's going to keep running as long as this person can stay awake, right? I mean, that's what it is, right? Oh, and then look down here. Look down here. Oh, that's LD player. That's LD player. Can you imagine that? Who would have ever thought that? Who would have ever thought that? But once again, nothing suspicious. No weird activity taking place. A totally normal game as usual. So I am normally not the person that's on here complaining, about the game. I mostly try to put out positive stuff about the game. I mostly try to find the positives in any situation. There is no positives. I don't want this to be or come across as like an attack on the devs, because I think they do. I want to make sure that I throw in the positives there, because I think they do a lot of good things for the game. I really do. The one thing they are just turning an absolute blind eye to, and it just is not going to continue to work, because it is creating a environment that's just so ripe for cheating that it's making the game so unenjoyable and in some ways unplayable for players, that it's going to kill the community, which is ultimately going to kill the game if there's not more attention brought to it. And I think the community as a whole has finally gotten pissed enough, and the community as a whole has started to pay attention and realize enough that the cheating is absolutely wild in Warpath now, and people are finally pushing back, and I think the devs are going to start taking notice, I hope. But what is not okay in any form or fashion is the gaslighting that's going on. In September and October of last year, we were told, oh no, we've got anti-cheat measures in place. We are actively updating it. We're going to put ban lists out, yada, yada, yada. We are now, it is May 21st of 2025. That was in September and October of 2024. May 21st of 2025, and not a single thing has changed, been done, or updated in regard to cheating. Period. It's happening now more than ever, and they are just simply letting it happen, and that's not going to continue to work. So with that being said, let me know in the comments what your thoughts and opinions are about the cheating. Let me know if you've experienced it firsthand. And if you are, in the tech world and have any idea how, the back end of this works, put into the comments if there's any way to really prevent it. I mean, based on the suggestion that DX7 gave, there's ample ways to stop it. I've been an advocate for just getting rid of emulators unless it's in a test environment. Specifically, any kind of real actual environment in the game should be banned from test servers. But they got to come up with something, guys, or it's going to smoke the game. It's going to smoke the community, period. The end. With that being said, if you have stuck around and made it this far into the video, if you have access to Discord and are not already in our community Discord server, the link to that is going to be in the description of the video. Click on that link. It will take you right into the community Discord server. Whether you are a new player or a veteran player, it doesn't matter. Absolutely everybody is welcome. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch the video today. We'll see you on the next one.